Hi guys, it's a trusted teacher, Kaumaji Mwansa, and welcome to Learning Science the Easy Way. So for those that are watching me for the first time, on this platform, I teach sciences, that is junior science, secondary science, and tertiary science. So I'm encouraging you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be able to receive a notification whenever a new video is posted. Let's learn science the easy way. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the micrometer screw gauge and how you can take the readings on the micrometer screw gauge. Okay, so the micrometer screw gauge, this is an instrument that is used to measure the thickness of an object. So we are saying the micrometer screw gauge is used to measure the thickness of any object. For example, we can say the thickness of a wire, then paper, etc. So this simply means that the micrometer screw gauge measures a smaller length which cannot be measured by the vernier caliper. And at the same time, this micrometer screw gauge consists of two scales. So we're saying it consists of two scales. So that is the main scale. And this main scale, you are going to find it on the sleeve. Then it also has the rotating scale or the circular scale, which you are going to find on the thimble. And each division on the thimble represents 0.01 millimeters. So we're saying each division on the thimble represents 0.01 millimeters. So in short, we are saying the 0.01 millimeters is the accuracy of this instrument that we are talking about today, which is the micrometer screw gauge. So we can now look at how we can get the readings on the micrometer screw gauge. So how you get the readings on the micrometer screw gauge, the first thing that you do is to read the main scale. So you have to read the main scale. And this main scale is on the sleeve. So the main scale is divided in two parts. So there is the upper part and the lower part. So each division on the upper part represents 1 millimeter. And each division on the lower part represents half a millimeter, which is 0.5 millimeter. After getting the readings on the main scale, you can now get the readings on the circular scale. So how do you get the readings on the circular scale? So you have to identify a mark that makes the horizontal line with the main scale. So that is the mark which you get. And remember, with the thimble, each division on the thimble represents 0.01 millimeters. So meaning the mark that you are going to get, you have to multiply it with 0.01 millimeters. After getting the readings on the main scale as well as on the circular scale, you have to add them. What you are going to get after adding them will be the reading of the micrometer screw gauge. Okay, so let's look at this example on how to read the micrometer screw gauge. So when reading the micrometer screw gauge, you start with the main scale. So our main scale is this part. This is our main scale. And the main scale consists of two parts. That is the upper part and the lower part. So the upper part, each division on the upper part represents 1 millimeter. Then each division on the lower part represents 0.5 millimeter, which is a half millimeter. So we have the main scale here, and on the main scale we have this value, which is 3. So we are going to write the 3. Then what about on the lower part? Do we have a half millimeter mark? So like in this case we have this half millimeter mark, so you write 0.5 millimeters. So after getting the reading on the main scale, you can now get the reading on the secular scale, which is the thimble. So like in this case, we have to identify a mark that makes the horizontal line with the main scale. So like in this case, we have this mark here. So according to the way the readings are, you are going to start from 22. We have 23, 24 and 25. So our mark 25 is the one that is forming the horizontal line with the main scale. So this mark has to be multiplied by 0.01 millimeters. And what you are going to have when you multiply, you are going to have 0.25 millimeters. Or maybe instead of multiplying, you can use the other way. So since each division is or represents 0.01 millimeters, you can just say this 22 is the same as 0.22. This other mark is the same as 0.23, then 0.24 and 0.25. So that is another way in which you can deal with it. So after getting the secular scale reading, then you can add it to the main scale reading. So like in this case, the secular scale reading is 0.25 millimeters. So when you add 3.5 millimeters to 0.25 millimeters, we are going to have a 5 here. Then we are going to have a 7 here, point, and a 3 there. Then this will be millimeters. So this that we have calculated is the reading of this micrometer screw gauge. I hope you followed through. Thank you for watching.